Yo, what up? What up? Welcome to my motherfucking channel. I was about to say La Virgo Mafia, but y'all can check that out too. Hello. Welcome to the Urban Alchemistic podcast. I'm just getting off work. I'm in Montebello. I'm finna take the streets home because I tired. I look at the fucking freeway. I was in Orange County and North Long Beach, I guess. Yeah, Orange County, North Long Beach. So now I'm getting ready to head back. Got me some nice little employee discounts, okay, on some weed. I got 2 packs right here. 2 packs of weed. This is 14 grams of what's it called, lemon punch OG shake. And then I got some shit right here, some biscotti, whatever. Oh no, sorry, this is strawberry banana hybrid. So cool little discount. Actually, he gave me this for free. Yo, this Hygiene oil, I got to say, I gotta let y'all know. This right here, this motherfucker right here, Asiete de Juan Conquistador, is the fucking bomb, bitch. Fuego. This shit smells bomb. I put some on my hands. I put some on my phone, on my car. So that everything that I touch, you know what I'm saying? And it did me well. It been doing me well. Hygiene is that one hitter quitter type of oil that's good for love. It's good for protection. It's good for personal magnetism. It's good for money, for good luck. If you like gamble, if you like me and you like to go to bingo and you like playing scratchers and you like doing all that kind of stuff, games of chance, go to the casino, hit them slot machines, always have some Hygiene oil, always. So anyway, today I got a $20 tip, and I didn't really expect it because something was going on with my app where I accidentally, because I do delivery driving, and I guess on the app I had accidentally, there's like a list of, how can I explain it? There's like a list of tasks you have to do on an app, like On Fleet, if you guys are familiar with On Fleet. And once you slide that over and you start the task, you can't unstart it. And I had accidentally started a task of somebody that was second on my list and not first. So it looked at, when I slided on the task, I guess from the customer's point of view for the app, and make it look like we upon our way. But the thing is that I did it in the wrong order. So I told the dispatch person what happened, because I was thinking to come to this lady first, but the guy was like, "Nah, you got to go to the other person on the list." I think he did that on purpose. But I should have just followed my first mind, went to go see the lady first, because she kept emailing me throughout the first. I mean, not emailing. She kept texting me throughout the first, through my first order. She's like, "Are you lost? I'm right here. I'm gonna have my son come out and blah 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 blah." It's like an elderly lady. She and her son, and she's like, "Yeah." And so I had to apologize. So I sent her a text. I said, "I'm my bad. I accidentally, on my delivery app, you're actually second on my list, and I accidentally messed up, pretty much messed up the order, I guess, the order of the deliveries, I guess." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry if it looked that way on the app, but I actually had an order right before you and stuff like that. You were actually second, not first. But I am in your area and I'll see you soon," or whatever. She was like, "Oh, it's okay. Just be safe out there." She was just so sweet. And then when her son came out, he even had to walk all the way to the front, because they stay in like a housing community with lots of gates. It's like super, super secure. I pulled into the parking lot, and he even walked all the way up, to where I was at. And he gave me $20. He was like, "Here you go." And I was like, he gave me the money. I'm like, counting it. He like, $20, a whole $20 for me? That's the largest tip I got since I worked here. He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Thank you so much. You are so sweet. God bless you." So I got a $20 tip. And then, of course, I get I get a discount as an employee. I get a discount, I'm saying, stuff that people pay like $40, $50 for. I only get it for less. I get it for less. And so I bought 2 for $10, 14 grams for $10. And I was going to get this little eighth or whatever, and then give that eighth to my auntie or whatever, right? And because she babysitting for me, right? And so the guy was like, "Yeah, I got to get some change or whatever. I got to get some change." He's like, I said, oh, okay, if you ain't got no change, it's okay. I'll just take these 2 or whatever. He's like, you know what? Here. And he gave me a free eighth. That's crazy, right? So I got a $20 tip, free eighth. Today was relatively good. Yeah, I had a good day today. I had a good day at work. I told myself that when I was pulling in here. I said, I'm gonna have a good day today. I like to be out and about. I don't like to stay in the hub office for too long. I like to be out and about because it just makes the day go by faster. And then on top of that, y'all know I'm kind of like, introverted. I'm not very peoply, and I don't like to be around people. And this job is very millennially, and I don't like to be around too many people, especially young folks, for too long or whatever. I like to just be in and out. I pack my orders, boom, 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 call, make verifications, boom, 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 and I'm done. That's it. And I just leave. And when I go out and do deliveries, I get excited because at least I know I'll be out all day and I don't have to worry about sitting up underneath people. I like to move around. I like to drive around, move around, listen to my music, listen to my podcasts and stuff like that. And yeah, so I like it that way, And that's why I told myself, I'm gonna have a good day today. And also, I said I'm also gonna make it so that I have a productive day where I don't have to be like up underneath people, that I'll have enough orders that'll keep me busy and make the time go by fast. And that's what happened. How many orders did I have today? I had 3 orders when I first got there. I came back like around 7 o'clock. No, I came back around 7:30, and then they had like 4 more orders for me. So basically, I only did 7 orders. One of them canceled on me, so I didn't have to go all the way to Garden Grove because the girl ended up having a family emergency. So I didn't have to. Otherwise, I would have been off because I was supposed to get off at 11, but I got off early and shit like that. When I first came, it started off real slow, like dummy slow. I was like, oh my god. I hope I don't have to sit here, because when there's nothing to do, they be having you do little maid shit like sweeping and mopping and cleaning the bathroom. I'm like, I want to do orders, bitch. I'm a driver. I think I'm gonna stay to the left. What is this street right here? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I had a good day at work today, and I got me some weed. I gotta go to the smoke shop. All that shit, put myself at risk in the hood. I could just get some weed when I get off work, what I'm saying? And I get really good discounts and shit, so it's cool, Now I can go home and hold my meds. I'm on my way to my auntie's house so that I can go pick up my baby. And then head back home, get me some rest, just lay down, watch some Netflix or something. So anyway, so the reason why I came on here, I just wanted to talk to you guys. I had started to make a video while I was doing my deliveries, but my GPS wasn't working, so I had to get off of it. So since I'm off work now, I could talk freely. And what was I talking about in that video? Oh, okay. So what I was going to talk about is I was going to talk about like spiritual posing, like spiritual posers. I would say like narcissistic spiritual posers, and spiritual like one-upping and things like that, and how when you are on your spiritual journey or whatever, it can repel people. It can either inspire people or it can intimidate people. And I just came on here to basically say that you're just gonna have to be comfortable with that, or you're gonna have to get comfortable with that. Part of the spiritual journey is like you're gonna have moments where you're gonna be completely rejected by people. People are gonna say ignorant things about you. And now we're in a time where spirituality is becoming monetized and mainstream. And those of us who have been doing this shit way before it was trendy, you remember all the shit people used to talk about us, like, oh, this bitch worship the devil, and all this stuff. And now the same people that were criticizing you for your spiritual beliefs or thought that it was weird or whatever the case may be, now they're the same people that are coming to you for advice, or even worse, not really worse if they come to you for advice, but to me it's just like you should have had an open mind in the first place, right? And not be so bothered by what other people believe. I had a lot of people stop fucking with me just because of my spiritual journey, and they didn't even know me personally, didn't grow up with me, didn't know me personally, but they so fucking triggered and so invested in what another person's soul journey is. Like, that just don't make no sense. I never gave a fuck about what other people believed. Even when I was so-called Catholic Christian or whatever, I wasn't even a super duper Christian anyway. I didn't go to church like that. I went to private school, but I didn't give a fuck about that. I never judge people and act like my beliefs are better than the next person's beliefs. I used to fucking be the bitch that be asking a lot of questions. I used to joke with my teacher like, damn, I was like, was Jesus riding a dinosaur? Because Jesus came out the same time around the dinosaurs. I was like, how does that work? And they used to be looking at me like, I'm like, was Jesus riding a dinosaur, teacher? Sister Genevieve? That was me. So I wasn't a super religious person. I wasn't a judgmental person. So even when I was like a default Catholic, I still didn't judge people. I figured there was many different ways to worship God. Some people believe God is a woman. Some people believe God is nature. And, some people believe in different types of gods. I never acted like my religion was better than anybody else's, even though other people around me thought that way. I never had that religious superiority complex because I wasn't super religious to begin with. I was a person that asked a lot of fucking inconvenient questions and stuff. So, people will say ignorant things about your spirituality, and I'm telling you, the reason why they do that is because if somebody becomes threatened by your spirituality, like, you could tell, because they'll keep talking about their religion or their faith over and over again. And if you tell me that, I'm just gonna smile and be like, yeah, that's cool, that's what's up. Because if you talking something positive, I don't give a fuck what you believe in, But I can tell when people do stuff like that because they feel so intimidated by you. And they another thing too is like, they know that they intend to harm you somewhere down the line. So if you tell somebody, I don't really follow religion, like, let's just say the conversation happened to lead there, because I wouldn't just go around telling everybody, hey, this is what I do. But if you look at me, it's pretty obvious I'm not a Christian. Like, if you just look at me, I don't know, you just already know. That's why I get the type of looks that I do get from people, right? Miss Lawson, right? I get the looks that I do get from people or whatever, right? So you can just tell. I mean, you can tell spiritual people for the most part. We have crystals on, or certain stuff, or just the way how you are. People could just tell that you're not with that shit. Their spirits, the spirits that are attached to them, don't like you or how you move, whatever, how you look, whatever, your energy, whatever, right? So to me, it's like, if you're intimidated by my beliefs, I think it's funny, because you and I both know that if you cross me, it's going to be ramifications. And sometimes, most of the time, I don't even have to do anything, okay? I don't have to do anything, because my ancestors is petty, all right? They petty about this one. They don't play about me, okay? They don't play about me, and they definitely don't play about my daughter. What else? This the Atlantic. I could probably take Atlantic. I'll just take it. Let me go. Y'all bitches was frozen until y'all saw me about to turn. Anywho, that's the only recognizable street I see down here. I hope I'm going the right way. I think I am. So anyway, yeah, I feel like if a person is intimidated by your beliefs, if they know that you into some different shit, you into magic, whatever. To me, if they have something negative to say about it, or they act like they fake scared or whatever, that's because they're intimidated by your beliefs, because first of all, your spiritual discernment is going to be on point. So if they on some bullshit and they intend to harm you, they know that you'll pick up on it because you're a spiritual person. They also fear a retaliation because they do plan on doing harm to you at some point. At some point down the line, they do plan on doing you harm, and they're worried that you're not going to turn the other cheek like how Christians do. Christians were taught to turn the other cheek. When people do you wrong, you keep turning the other cheek. So they're hoping that you would go by that programming. But when you're not going by any Abrahamic beliefs, you're not going by that forgiveness, forced forgiveness type of program, they're like, oh shit, so there's gonna be ramifications. So if I cross this bitch, she gonna do this, that, and the third. So to me, it's like, if you don't mean me no harm, like, you don't have nothing to worry about if you don't mean me no harm. But if you do mean me harm, then yeah, you do have something to worry about. But if you're a good person, so-called a good Christian, or whatever the fuck you are, then you shouldn't be worried about it. Like I said, I had a lot of people kind of stop talking to me just because of my spiritual journey, and people will kind of like say, oh, I don't believe in that, or whatever, or try to make it seem like, oh, I don't believe in that shit, or whatever. And I never force my beliefs on anybody. You won't find me really talking about my beliefs, but I notice when I be around people, they know what I'm into because they watch my social media, so they know what I'm into. So they'll try to say something, try to use certain words like energy and universe and this, they'll start saying those stuff, and I could tell when a person is trying to like low-key debate and stuff. But what's interesting, that what I notice, especially with women too, like, they'll try to pick my brain and try to find out everything that, like, I guess they really want to see the source of your power. So I guess, like, if they're curious about your beliefs, they may not believe in it, but they know that there's something about you, that you have like a personal magnetism. So they're like, damn, how can I get access to that? I'm gonna have to play cool with this bitch, right? And then they'll come around you and they'll pick your brain and stuff like that, and then they'll turn around and act like they put you on. Because like I said, now that spirituality is trendy, so now the same people that was judging you and stuff like that, now they coming to you, right? And now they coming to you, they either coming to you for advice, and now they coming to you trying to compete, like spiritually one up you, try to compete and act like they've been about that life. And it's just so fake. You could tell they don't really know what the fuck they talking about, that they're just following whatever they think that you're doing. Like, whatever you post off of social media, whoever you're associated with off of social medias, they're gonna make sure, they're gonna try to like add the same people, or make sure that that they like basically follow your whatever footsteps you leave behind, right? And then I noticed with women too, like, a lot of them, we have a lot of baby witches in the community, right? And a lot of them have come here for the wrong reasons, okay? Their reasons is usually behind a man, okay? Or to get back at a girl behind a man. So it's usually indirectly always about some fucking dick. So you got a bunch of hurt bitches, some pick-me-sha ass bitches doing pick-me-sha conjure, and they decided to join spirituality because they fuck with the wrong bitch, and they didn't realize that they fucked with a spiritual bitch and got dealt with. So they want to get back at this spiritual bitch by joining in onto spirituality. So it's basically it's under false pretenses. Now, if I'm the reason why you decided to go on your spiritual journey, if I'm the reason for that, that's what's up. I'm hoping that it would turn into something that is for you. Like, you may have joined it because of me, or you may have joined it because or just anybody, they may have joined it for a petty reason, but then they end up realizing who they are. They end up getting deep into their studies, and it ends up taking a life of its own, and they end up realizing, you know what, I shouldn't have came at that person like this. And now that I'm on my spiritual journey, and now I'm realizing my own divinity, I don't need to be jealous of this person no more. I don't need to be envious. I don't need to come for this person. That's why, this is what, okay, now I get why what happened to me now. Okay, so, all right. If I'm the type of person, if I'm the catalyst for you to start your spiritual journey, even though you started your spiritual journey to try to come hex a nigga, I'll accept that. I'm like, you know what? Good. At least you found your purpose. I had to be the catalyst. I had to be the one to draw you to it. But here's the thing. These spiritual posers, they will be the main people. Like I noticed with a lot of narcissistic people, they don't like to give credit where it's due. They don't like to give recognition or reciprocity or appreciation where it is due. They don't want you to be the one to put them onto nothing, to put them onto anything. They want to be the one to They want to be the ones to always put people on and stuff. They don't want to admit that. So that's why narcissists are always good for mimicking, mirroring after you, stealing ideas and concepts from people, because they want to seem like they're all knowing. The same things that they and look, the same things that they criticize you for. Oh, you wearing those crystals, that don't work, that's just mumbo jumbo and blah blah blah. Now you see them rocking the same thing because they trying to attract the same type of men that you attract. Remember, these are pick-me women. Like they're trying to compete with the divine feminine, and they even imitate being spiritual because they feel like them being spiritual is alluring. And I feel like a lot of these baby witches that are in the shit for the wrong reasons, I kind of feel like they kind of kind of tainted the game a little bit. And then they don't even realize that in the spiritual community, they're like lambs. They do all this magic. Like I used to be on a couple of magic groups on Facebook, right? And there will be bitches these are like newbie bitches, like novice bitches, right? They be commenting, oh, how can I curse this girl? She won't leave my boyfriend alone. She won't leave my baby daddy alone, and this, that, and the third. She keep calling him and this, that, on the third or whatever. So some of us would kind of get in their ass and be like, well, why does she have access to him? Obviously, if she got his number, that should tell you right there. And if she's calling, who's picking up the phone? He's answering it. So as long as he make leeway for her to contact him, he keep them open lines of communication, he gonna keep talking to her. So it's up to him to shut it down. How the fuck you gonna sit here and try to curse a girl? And they'll even go after your kids too. They'll go after your kids. If you're pregnant, they'll make sure you get a fucking abortion. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. Okay, if they can't get to you, they'll get to your children, and they'll do all kind of fuckery. Okay, all kinds of fuckery to you and your children. You don't even do nothing to them, and it be all behind a nigga that don't even want them. All behind some dusty ass nigga. I'm telling you, I've seen it plenty of times, and I used to shake my head looking at some of the comments like, damn, I can't believe that this person did that over some guy, and they don't even know the whole story. You up here listening, and I got a problem with bitches that do that too. Like, they'll listen to the man's side of the story and don't even factor in the woman's side because they hate other women so much. They're competing with other women so fucking much, and they're very male identified. They have internalized misogyny, etc., 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 etc. And so they're always inclined to believe the man, the guy first. When a nigga tell me something about their, first of all, I don't even want to fucking hear about the next bitch because I'm here. Like, you don't need to talk about no other bitch because I'm here. Now, unless I'm talking to you about past relationships, I'm trying to assess you or whatever, it may come up, but I don't want to talk about the bitch all the time. I'm not going to bring up my past niggas. So, you know, if you just happen to talk about it, then fine. But the thing is that they will like believe everything that these guys say, and they know these niggas be lying. And then 6 months to 8 months later, you end up finding out that shit, it wasn't what he said it was. He ended up treating you the same way he treated the last bitch. But because bitches are so socialized to one up each other and compete with each other over these guys, these guys don't see the need in ever getting their act together, because there's always some dumb bitch that's gonna enable them. Okay, so anyways, about the spiritual one up and shit, to go further into that subject, the people, I've had people like, okay, people like, they would come around me because they know that I'm into something different, and everybody's looking for a way to be more interesting and edgier. I remember back in the day, just being who I am and being into the things that I'm into was just so uncool. And people like them always had a lot to say about it. But a lot of women, like I said, these women that join spirituality, they just want to do it so they can seem more appealing to men. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They want to seem appealing to men, and they still have toxic tendencies themselves. They have low self-esteem. So of course you're gonna join, you're gonna do certain things so that you can join spirituality or something so that you can learn about your own divinity, learn about yourself. Nothing wrong with that, you know. I started working with deities, goddesses, gods and stuff, and they've helped me, especially the goddesses have helped me to tap into my divine feminine and help me to realize how beautiful and precious that I am. and it does give you a sense of self-esteem. So I'm not knocking nobody for that, but some people, like I said, they just do it for, you know, the wrong reasons. They just do it for the wrong reasons. So I remember there was an instance, right? Okay, first off, let me just go to this one. This one real kind of funny to me. I remember I gone this bitch live, right? And this bitch just went off. Now mind you, like I said, I don't know these people. I didn't grow up with these people. This person is like in the community. She like a independent artist or whatever, and she in the bleaching community or whatever, right? And this girl be on Facebook. She tell all her about. Now I don't have a problem with her, but she got a big problem with me and my witchy ass because I don't believe what she believe in. See, this I don't understand why these spiritual Christians or spiritual posers, why they be so fucking bothered about the next bitch believes. If I don't believe in what you believe in, so the fuck what, bitch? If I'm a good, all you need to know is if I'm a good person, and I'm a better person than your pastor. I'm a better person than anybody sitting next to you in the fucking church, and that's just facts. But why be so upset about somebody else's salvation? Worry about your own. Like, why are you worried about it, bitch? So anyway, I went on this girl live. This was like a few years ago. A couple of times she spoke, and she knew I was spiritual. You know, I was very open about my spiritual journey on Facebook because I was trying to find other people like me, and I was trying to connect with other people online and stuff like that. I was joining groups and things like that a couple years ago, and you know. So I was just sharing, you know, documenting my spiritual journey. So I started to notice that certain people started acting funny towards me on Facebook, like they didn't want to be associated with me. They'll give me like short word answers, but then it'll be all up in my inbox asking me questions about this. See, people want to pick your brain. These narcissists, they want to fucking like pick your brain and shit like that, you know. They be wanting to pick your brain, and then as soon as it becomes trendy to be spiritual, then they want to steal your talking points, steal your whole like spiritual swag, like everything about you and stuff like that. Because I've noticed, for me personally, people have been nosy to try to find out the source of my power. You know, they'll imitate, like, I mean, I could tell that that's what they're trying to do, and I could tell that everything is like a competition into their mind. Everything is a contest. So I could tell that they be trying to like debate with me, or they won't give you credit if you're sharing some information. Like for instance, I will share like information on my Instagram, like spiritual information about psychic defense on every Tuesday, and I'll mention something, and instead of a person liking it or commenting, I guess they don't want people knowing what they're doing. I guess I'ma just try to be fair about it, but maybe they don't want people knowing what they're doing or who they're associating with or whatever the case may be. But instead of them acknowledging the post, they'll just inbox me and secretly acknowledge me or something like that. I noticed that too. And then a couple of years ago, a while ago, I was on Bookface, right? And I'm not really on Bookface. So I post, but I don't really be on there, you know, like that. I don't be on the timelines and that shit. I post whatever that's from the Instagram, like, okay, I could share this, and that's pretty much it. I might go and check messages, excuse me, here and there, but that's about it. Wow, I actually made it all the way back. Well, not all the way back. I actually made it to familiar territory without using the maps. Yay. So that was this girl, right? And this is what I was telling you about the spiritual one-upping, and how people don't be wanting to give you any like credit or anything like that. They want to make it seem like they have so much pride that they can't even like appreciate what you do for them and stuff like. Not that I'm looking for credit or anything like that, but I always give credit where it's due. Whether I like somebody or not, I always fucking give credit where it's due. I don't know everything. If somebody put me onto something, it doesn't hurt my ego to say, yo, thanks for putting me on. Yo, shout out to so and so, they put me on to this. You know, just like when I made my H.P.I.C video, which is probably the most watched video that I have on my little ass channel. When I made the H.P.I.C video, you know, I shouted out New Life Tools. I said shout out to him because I didn't know a goddamn thing about it. I could have went on video and just act like I knew about it, like a lot of these other fucking spiritual posers do, but I don't do that, you know. So, you know, so okay, this girl's kind of like she's not a family friend to me, for me, but she's more of a family friend to my siblings. They come from the same city or whatever. And I think I worked at the same call center as her. And my sister was like, yeah, that's our friend from so-and-so back in the old neighborhood. You can add her or whatever. So she is Scorpio. I'm a Virgo. I could tell that she didn't want to align herself with the hood anymore. She was trying to move on to bigger and better things. And I liked that about her. I liked that about her. Still do. I liked it about her. I was like, cool. She trying to be up. Because, being around the same, especially where my siblings are from, you just want to disassociate because nobody wants to see you do well, and that whole crab in a barrel thing. So, this is how they try to like pick your brain. So anyway, like, okay, she's a default Christian, like most, pretty typical, right? And she was looking at my posts and stuff, and she ended up inboxing me, and she was like, oh, okay, I noticed here that you're kind of spiritual, you into this or that, or what exactly do you do, and stuff like that. So I didn't have a problem sharing my spiritual journey. Now I won't be as open these days. Nowadays I'm be like, bitch, Google it. Unless you're gonna pay me now, for my time. Okay. So she was like, yeah, you want to go and hang out? I have some other stuff because we used to go and support her for her events and stuff. She would do like little events and invite us and stuff like that. Just for us to try new things. And so we would meet her, and she was driving, we wasn't at the time. And so anyway, she was like, yeah, let's hook up. So we ended up going to the Earth Cafe, we ended up talking, whatever. And I was just telling her where I was in my spiritual journey, and I was like, you want to go to the Botanica? Let's go. If you want to learn about it, because she was like, I want to learn about that shit, because obviously she observed me on social media, and she just kind of see that my swag is different. I don't know what she see, but she just obviously probably see like the personal magnetism and stuff like that. And she's like, well, I want to tap into that too. She looked like she knows what she's talking about, whatever, right? So, that's pretty much what we did during our day out. And I took her to the Botanica, and there was a lot of stuff she was scared of. She was scared of the statues with the Africans on it. She was scared of everything. I was like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I was like, this is our original spirituality. Don't be scared because, I'm not going to say the oppressor because nobody fucking oppresses me, bitch. But the elite, the Western world, they convinced us that, voodoo is evil. Voodoo is the oldest religion. Okay, the oldest religion on this fucking planet. The oldest, right? I said, this is originally our stuff. They made us scared of it, and now we need to deprogram. She said, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I said, okay, so yeah, it's cool. I was like, just get you some blank candles or whatever and stuff like that, so you can practice discreetly at home or whatever. So she was very, very green. Now she is Black American, so I was like, girl, I know you got some Southern roots in you, girl. Come on now, I know you do, right? And she's like, oh yeah, because most of the Black American people here, they have Southern roots. Okay, like a lot of their families from Mississippi, a lot of them from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, like third, second generation are out here in LA. Most of the Black people out here have Southern roots. Their grandparents is from the South, or great grandparents, or even their parents is from the South, and they was raised out here. It'd be like a few generations removed that's raised out here, but they have Southern roots, right? So she was like, yeah, my family, they, I don't know if her family's from Louisiana, but she said, I think she did say Louisiana or something like that. So I was like, she's like, yeah, I know that there's people that know about this stuff. She's like, I probably have, I know I have an aunt that kind of knows some stuff, but other than that, everybody's just like Christian, because not everybody in Louisiana, just because somebody's from Louisiana doesn't mean that they practice Louisiana voodoo or whatever. Some people just decide to be Christians. They just decide to go that way. But of course, they always got an auntie or a granny that's with the shits. There's always that one. What is it? Central. I'm gonna just take Maine down. So anyway, after that day, right? She didn't talk to me again. We ended up hanging out again. She didn't talk to me again. I didn't say nothing. I noticed she was acting kind of weird on Facebook. You could talk. I don't know about everybody else, but my empath ass, I could feel when people are being fake. online, or just on the screen. When it comes to text, when it comes to social medias, I could tell when people are being fake and disingenuous because I can feel the energy off the screen. I don't know how to describe it, but I think other empaths understand what I'm saying. But I can feel the energy off the screen because on Facebook she would give me like short word answers. All of a sudden she started posting like she was an expert. She started adding all of the magic. I did tell her about a few magic groups to join. I said, okay, join Let's Talk Magic on FB. That place, get them. Ooh, Lordy. She was like, let's talk. I said, go to Let's Talk Magic. I said, that's where all the newbies go to and stuff like that. I said, beware. There are some people that like to target newbies and their energy vampires and stuff like that. So just properly vet them. Don't be so quick to get a reading and all that good stuff or whatever. I said, just start slow, just observe. So it seemed like what a lot of these people do is that they go on these magic groups and they start lurking, and then next thing you know, they come out and I'm a spiritualist, so they just start acting like they been knew about the shit, So anyway, so she had this like newbie syndrome thing where she was like, you know how when you first start your spiritual journey, you be wanting to challenge Christians, you be wanting to argue with them. Nah, that ain't right. That type of thing. So she started doing those kind of posts. I was like, oh, okay, I remember being in that stage or whatever. She started adding a few people that were in my friend group, which is why I eventually ended up like closing down my friend group so that people can't see who I'm associated with. Because I noticed that a lot of people who low-key didn't really like me or were indifferent towards me, they were so interested in who I was talking to, what I was into. So it's like they were trying to compete with me, like they could pull a me better than I could pull a me. So she started adding certain people, and then next thing you know, those certain people stopped talking to me, and I stopped talking to them, and I was just like, okay, bitch, I don't give a fuck, like, okay. And then when I would comment, when she would make these little spiritual posts and all this stuff, I'm like, now all of a sudden she's like an expert because she done been in this magic group for a few months now, now she's all knowing, blah blah blah. So, and when I would like comment on there, she would just have like a one-word answer and stuff like that. I said, oh, this bitch trying to act funny. So I stopped talking to her. So that was just one situation right there. You come around me to pick my brain. A lot of bitches do this too. Like they'll come around to like pick my brain and stuff, and they really just come in just to soak up knowledge, and then they'll turn around and not even appreciate me for it or nothing. Don't get no props, nothing. And they just and sometimes people will even try to imitate you, like steal your whole like spiritual persona or whatever the fuck, and try to act like they put you on because they don't like you that bad that they have to just fucking I could have just fucking turned right here. Let me see. There we go. Bam, that was cool. They don't like you, so they don't want to have to give you credit, and that's a major red flag. When people undermine you, and when they don't want to, when they don't appreciate you, it's because they don't like you. There's nothing else. There's no other excuse other than that. It's because they don't like you. Okay, they don't like you very much. And park there. Y'all bitches always blocking a bitch. Thank you. These hoes always blocking me. But they like to undermine you. They like to judge, and then once they see that it's trendy and you're getting attention for it, once they see that you're getting attention for it, the type of attention that they do want, because remind you, they're in it for the wrong reasons. They trying to get attention from men. They, blah, blah, blah. So when they see that you're able to do the shit effortlessly or whatever, this is when they want to like try to find out the source of your power. This is when they try to find like the source of your power and stuff like that, so that they can kind of take the information up off you and present it like it's their own information, or they'll tell everybody else They even tell other people that somebody else put them on, that it's not you. So people, if they secretly don't like you, they will try every way that they can to discredit you, any way that they can to deny you, to downplay what you've done for them, what you've showed them, and stuff like that. Because they're really trying to find out the source of your power so that they can compete with you. Because everything is a competition with most bitches. Everything is a bloody competition. Anyway, and then so the other girl, look, okay, so the other one I told you about, right? I go to her video, this bitch start going off because she see my post. Oh girl, she see my post. Sorry, my hairline jacked. I'm about to have my cousin help me. She see my post. She know that I don't have a problem with anybody that has a different belief in me, because I stand firm in my beliefs, and I feel like if you stand firm in your beliefs and you do what the fuck you supposed to do, you another person's beliefs or lack thereof shouldn't bother you. But it bothered this person, and I went on her live. I didn't even say nothing. As soon as she saw my name, she was like, yeah, the people that don't believe, y'all not believers, y'all gonna feel it, y'all gonna da-da-da-da-da. Bitch, don't speak nothing on me. First off, bitch, you feel like you filled with the Holy Spirit. You not filled with the Holy Spirit. You feel with something else, bitch. You feel with them entity attachments, bitch. Because this bitch put her business all over upon Facebook. I know all her family drama. I don't even know this bitch, but I know all her family drama. She done put her mother out there, her brother out there, and she's probably validating her experiences. I don't give a fuck about that, but she probably is validating it. But bitch, you done put all your business out there. Every time you have beef with somebody, you going on live talking mad shit about them, having other people kiss your ass, stuff like that, whatever. Sneaky ass bitch too. I think she a Pisces. Anyways, all this shit, right? So she started going off. So I'm just looking at the live video. I'm looking at the live video. I'm looking at this camera. I'm like. And she's like, yeah, people that don't believe, and people that don't believe, and blah, blah, blah. So since I'm here, I said, since I got this bitch pussy so wet, let me show her my dick, right? So I start typing. I'm like, I said, what I say? I basically said, like, it doesn't matter the route that you take. It's the destination that matters, pretty much. Like, it doesn't matter what route you take to get to that destination, as long as we all get there. God is supposed to be a loving God, right? So you shouldn't be bothered by other people's beliefs. And that's all I said to her. And I said, I typed that in because, bitch, as soon as you see my motherfucking name, bitch, you just wanted to be like, oh, y'all don't believe, and this and that. Fake ass motherfucking judgmental ass motherfuckers. These motherfuckers be doing all kinds of shady shit behind people's back. They'll gossip behind people's back. They'll set up people, plot people, rape people, probably kill people, but don't talk about Jesus. Don't talk about sweet white baby, powder face Jesus. So your beliefs don't make you a good person. Your fucking character does. I don't look at race. I don't look at religion. I don't look at gender identity, sexual orientation. I look at your fucking spirit, and that's it. That's it. I never done anything to this girl, but she's so intimidated by the fact that I am a wise woman. That's what a witch is. You're so intimidated by my beliefs and by my power that those lower level entities that you got attached to you from church, draining you out. Yeah, this bitch had entity attachments like a motherfucker. Them motherfuckers was draining her motherfucking ass out, because this bitch was always on Facebook Live yelling and crying and smoking and yelling and crying and smoking, okay? Having strange dreams and tossing. You know, this bitch was always going through it. And I'm just chill with my non-believing ass. I'm up here chill, zen as fuck, chakras aligned as fuck. I'm chilling, bitch, and you getting beside yourself as soon as you see me. That was them entity attachments. It was just like, it just triggered you. Because certain bitches, people, when you're spiritual, people be so intimidated by you because they feel your power. They don't understand it, but they see how other people react to you versus them, and they feel some kind of way. I had a distant relative who, the same girl that was going off on me on the live, this bitch was on the video too. She stopped talking to me too. I think they was in cahoots together, and she probably told her, don't fuck with that bitch. She's the devil worshiper or whatever. And me and her had like 50, 60, 50, 60 mutual cousins on Facebook. She stopped talking to me, and I could tell she was being fake. She stopped talking to me. She started talking to everybody around me. You ever see people on Facebook do that fake ass shit? They'll add everybody, and you'll see their activity. Like, if you're gonna be fake, if you want to be fake in peace, remove your activity so people can't see what you're doing. Because I see the activity, and the activity be like, oh, they commented on this, they commented on that. We have the same people, and I'm talking to the same people you're talking to, and I noticed she didn't talk to me. So this went on for about 3 years. I just ignored it, like, oh well, bitch, that's your problem. But the crazy part about it is, bitch, you used to go to the Botanica with me. We used to go to the Botanicas together because you was going through some shit, and you came to me and was like, yo, I need some help. My mother-in-law to trip on me, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bitch, let's go to Saydale, bitch. We going to Huntington Park, and I'm finna show you some things. So that's what we did. If you found spirituality, if you found a religion and that helped you through some dark times, and that's your path, cool. But why do you have to condemn other people? Why am I the enemy because I don't believe in what you believe in? Why throw all of me away just because we don't have the same spiritual philosophy? That's not fair. And unless you've been to do me harm, I've had a cousin be like, oh, I don't believe in that shit. Bitch, I didn't ask you whether you believed in it, nigga. This is a boy. I'm like, bitch, I didn't ask you if you believed in it or not. I don't give a fuck what you believe in, because you don't believe in nothing. You intimidated by me because you see my fucking power and you can't understand it. But when that shit get trendy, then you gonna be up on it. You gonna act like you know more than me. You gonna try to compete with me over who knows more. That's what narcissists do. They'll drag you for something and as soon as they notice that what you're doing is giving you benefits, like social benefits, then all of a sudden they want to align themselves with what you're doing. They start studying you. They start watching your shit, clocking the fuck out of you. They start doing all this shit, to try to mimic you, to try to do stuff to you. They'll try to learn magic just so they can hex you up, and then they still get fucked up because they're not spiritually justified. So they still get fucked up trying to fuck with you. They'll go on Facebook magic groups and be like, oh, so-and-so did this to me, did that to me. And then the whole time they're the culprit. How do I curse this person? They did this, they did that. I even caught a estranged person that I wasn't talking to her. This is my sister, okay? After we got into a physical fight and stuff like that, of course we didn't talk or whatever. And then I go into this magic group. I was in the magic group for a couple months. I was in there longer than her. All of a sudden I start seeing her name, and she up here giving people spiritual advice. And I'm just like, girl, you haven't even been in this long. I'm the only person that was from my generation that actively worked with the ancestors, that have an ancestor altar. I'm the one that was really about that life. I was the reason why she even got into it, which is fine. I'm the only reason why she got into it, and then my mother was into it. They was always around me when I was doing my spell work, and I think they was evil eyeing my work too. But that's another thing. You got to really be careful when you're doing spell work not to have people come over your house like that, unless they cool or whatever. But don't have people come to your house because your candles could burn black. They could have some shit with them. They see that you're trying to work and conjure and manifest something, and they may look at your candles and evil eye your shit or whatever case may be. They might be jealous of the work that you're doing. They might be looking, they might even steal your books. I had somebody, a relative, I ain't gonna say who it was, took my Psalms prayer book. But I not a trip. I'm like, okay, well, you need to learn about it anyway, because maybe if you learn a little spirituality, maybe you'll leave my motherfucking ass alone and stop targeting me. So go ahead, take it. Stuff like that. Like I said, people will try to find out the source of your power because they can't penetrate you. They can't get a reaction out of you how they used to. They can't harm you. For some reason, you're protected, and they're frustrated with that. So they were like, I'm going to do what you do. I'm going to figure out what you're doing. I'm going to figure out who you're working with, what deities. I'm going to figure out this, figure out that, and stuff like that. This spiritual journey is supposed to be for you, not because you want to get back at somebody, So anyways, yeah, that person stopped talking to me because of my beliefs, and because they had decided to go deeper into their religion. I think they had gotten so scared of the magic or the spirituality part, even though it's a part of our culture. I guess they gotten so scared, so intimidated, and I guess this mother-in-law was like spiritually whooping her ass, and she didn't want to follow my suggestions because bitches don't like taking advice from me because I don't have a dick, I don't have a penis, so. She didn't like. I was like, bitch, you gotta fight fire with fire, But she didn't want to do that. Whatever, that's her situation. Whatever. But she found religion, she got deeper into it, and then she just feel like I was the enemy. I still don't even know to this day what the fuck her issue was, but when I went on that girl's live and she was on there, that bitch was going off. So I think they might have been talking shit about me. She probably must have been like, oh, this girl, she probably like, oh, stay away from that bitch, she a devil worshiper, she probably the one doing that stuff to you, and yeah, stay away from her, she's a Jezebel spirit, and this, that, and the third, and all this stuff. Because as soon as I went on this bitch live, she was like, y'all ain't believers if y'all ain't believe this and this, and you know what I'm saying. And this bitch looked like, I'm telling you, she looked like she was possessed, and it wasn't by the Holy Spirit. It was something else. It was some other spirits. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was some like crackhead spirit. I don't know what the fuck that was, bitch. That bitch would look like she was channeling something from another fucking dimension or something, like a lower level demon or some shit. Like, this bitch conjured up a creature as soon as I came up on there. I liked it. I mean, I think it's cute that I had that effect on people. This bitch don't even know me, but hey, she must have heard some shit. Hey. But yeah, it happens. It happens. You know, people make ignorant comments, but then as soon as they get, I notice a lot of pick-meishes, they make ignorant comments about my spirituality, but as soon as they get around a group of guys, all of a sudden they want to talk about sage and crystals. It's like, bitch, when did you ever been about that? But like I said, they only do that just to appeal to men, to seem alluring to men. And then the way how they get themselves caught up in situation, it makes spirituality look like a fucking joke. Cause you a jokey bitch with a candle, and you making the rest of us look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like we all a bunch of pick-meishes, pick-me shit conjure women and shit. Like we all into the same shit. I don't do all that stuff. But anyway, you know, that's just how it is. When you're, people will make little comments. People will be intimidated only for them to turn around and literally do the same things that you're doing, because they see the benefits. See, people don't hop on nothing until they see a celebrity do it, their favorite athlete do it, or something. That's when they be like, oh, okay. You know, I'm a person. I'm a trailblazer. I make my own way. I have third eye shades. You know, I wear my third eye shades. Some people get it. Some people don't. You know, I even have people say, why you wore that? Why are you so worried about me wearing third eye sunglasses? Why are you? There's people walking around with orange hair. I see bitches walking around looking so dumb. I don't walk up to them and say that. This guy was like, what were you thinking wearing that? I said, I thought that I want to do what the fuck I want to do. I felt like wearing it, and that's why I'm wearing it. And then other people who are spiritual, they was like, yo, that shit is tight. Let me see those glasses. Oh, it's a third eye like Prince. Yo, those are so cool. Oh my God, let me try them on. And as soon as a narcissist see that people are acknowledging me for my spiritual energy or my individuality, you know, or I should say my spiritual autonomy, as soon as they see that that it's getting me positive attention, they get confused. They get jealous. And now you're going to start to see them try to imitate it. That's why it's always, like I always say in every video, it's important to be yourself. Always important to be yourself, because people will try to make you feel bad about being different and moving different, only for them to do the same thing. As soon as somebody famous does it, then they decide to do it, you know? Just like people are swearing up and down, this is devil worship, blah, 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 blah. But as soon as Beyonce started expressing her spirituality, you know, it was actually her sister first, but as soon as she started getting into it, then everybody else into it. So people just wait until somebody else is into it, and then they do it. Whereas a spiritual trailblazer such as myself, like we just set the trends. We just do what the fuck we want to do. I'm going to always express myself how I'm going to express myself. I'm going to always wear my pentacles, my evil eye bracelet. I'm always have my third eye sunglasses. I'm going to always move how the fuck I want to move, because I don't give a fuck about anybody else. And if anything, they're just intimidated because they know that they can't cross you. That doesn't mean that some of them won't try to cross you. Some of them will try to cross you still, because they don't believe shit stink. But when shit start happening to their ass, you know. But yeah, some people had to find out the hard way. They think that what I believe is bullshit, and they had to find out the hard way. As soon as it's like instant karma, as soon as they do something, automatically they pay for it. Like just like that, they pay for it. And some people just never learn. They don't know how to follow the drip. They never fucking learn. Let me put some eye drops on. I said let me put some eyelashes on. But that's how these motherfuckers is, yo. Just ridiculous. Just completely out of order. Everything is a spiritual one up. Just like when I had started tarot, I think I did a video about it a while ago, a couple months ago. I had started tarot May of 2019. I just happened to be good at it. When I checked my birth chart, and I started reading into aspects of my birth chart, because I do that from time to time. When I started reading aspects of my birth chart, it was saying that that I would do good in divination, like that's a good career path for me, like a spiritual career. I like to be in the presence of older people, kids. What else? It was saying a bunch of stuff. I always like to look at my birth chart all the time to find out what paths I should go to and stuff like that. And I told myself, okay, I'm gonna try this tarot thing. If it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't work, then I'll just study a little bit more, take a little break, and then come back to it later. But I realized that every reading that I did for people when I was practicing, it was on point. It was just on point. So I said, fuck, I'm just going to make me an IG page. So I made my IG page December of 2019. Okay, I started my journey, my tarot journey, May of 2019. I started my page, my business in December 2019. I've been doing it ever since. Now I'm in 2021. So I guess while my sister was estranged from me, she started getting into spirituality for the same reasons that I explained for earlier in the video, or whatever. She ended up later telling me that after we had got into it, she said she went to sleep and she felt something over her growling at her. She said she was laying down on her back and she looked and she sees something like growling at her. She said that was around the same time. After, I guess that's probably what scared her to get into it. But I did divinate on. I did find out that she did try to do some work on me. I also felt my mom and my other sister trying to, because since I'm the one that pretty much taught my mom how to do this shit, you know, because she learned after me, and she's a natural bruja herself. I ain't gonna lie, all my mom and my aunties, they natural brujas. Of course they leaned on their religion, but they burned their frankincense, they did their spiritual baths, you know, they did little stuff, you know, like I said, that was part of our culture. They do our little ceremonies and stuff, but you know, they want to assimilate it into American culture. They want to assimilate it into Catholic culture. So you know, they didn't do too much. It was kind of scared. They didn't do too much. They didn't do no work with the ancestors. I remember telling my aunties to work with their ancestors. They never wanted to fucking listen to me. Why? Because, you know, they don't like me. Like I said, the women in my family, they don't like me, so they don't want to take advice from me. But then as soon as a bouye, which a bouye is in the Garifuna community, a bouye is like the shaman or the curandera, you know, the witch doctor, the seer, the medium, okay? They're the ones that do all of our ceremonies, the goo and all that stuff. They're the ones that do that. As soon as a bouye told my aunt the very same fucking thing I told her, then all of a sudden she want to act like she been about it, right? Because when it was time to do, I guess around Thanksgiving, there's like a ceremony that you do, I guess, like a feast for the ancestors. You'll make a whole bunch of food, you'll buy a whole bunch of liquor, you do the drumming, you do the ceremony, you do the dancing and all that stuff like that. You get the clothes, of the person that died. Like if the person that died liked to wear hats, socks, jewelry, you'll get their clothes or everything that fit their whole outfit or whatever. You give them a bath and stuff like. It's like a big process that we do, right? Okay, you buy their clothes, you set up the food with all the altar and everything. You have their clothes, you have the drums, everything like that or whatever. You give them a spiritual bath so that they can go on to higher planes of existence. If they're stuck or whatever, you give them a spiritual bath, you commemorate their memory and help to elevate their spirit. I'm guessing that's what it's for, right? So we did one at home. I mean, my auntie finally decided to do the ancestor ritual because for a long time they didn't want to do it. And the problem is when you don't do it, stuff start happening, okay? Because you're not respecting their ancestors. Stuff's not happening. They protecting you. They going out their way to fucking protect you and do all the stuff for you, and you're denying them. You're up there saying, "Oh, thank white Jesus for this, that, and it's your auntie or uncle from the next side that's actually fucking helping you." You know, it's an insult to them. So my auntie finally decided to do it, right? Now I had been told her, and when the lady said when she will repeat it right back to, oh, she said you got to do this, and I'm like, I've been doing that. Like she trying to talk to me as if she telling me something. I'm like, auntie, I've been working my ancestors. I've been working my ancestors this whole time. I've been trying to tell y'all wasn't trying to listen to me. I have a whole altar for my ancestors, a whole altar for them. I've been having an altar for them since like, let me see, 2014, 15. I had my altar. So I had my altar for about almost 10 years, okay? And it helped me a lot in my spiritual practice, okay? That's where I go to talk to them. It's like a portal for me. But she like telling me like, oh, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna continue doing it my way. I mean, of course, there's the Garifuna way, the traditional way, but sometimes it's not a crime to remix a tradition or to start your own traditions. You can blend it together, whatever. So anyway, she decides to have the feast. But then she's kind of like being like bossy about it. And I'm like, oh, auntie, we should do this. You should lay it out like this or whatever, like that. She's like, no. You got to do it like this. And I'm like, people just don't respect my input. Because they think so beneath me, so low of me, that they don't want to believe that I'm smart because I didn't grow up in a white neighborhood. I didn't have the proper setup like her and her kids, her kids have, And because you live in the ghetto, you're supposed to be dumb. Or because I don't have what you have, I'm supposed to not know nothing. That type of thing. Oh, I'm not going to take no advice from you. That type of thing, I told her the very same thing that you have to do for your ancestors. Now, my other aunt that stay out in DMV, she more into the ancestor, or she's the one that really push it. Everybody else is like, So she would always talk to me when she would get frustrated with everybody. And then when things start to happen in the family, everybody get all scared and go to church. But the reason why stuff is happening because the ancestors was punishing y'all for not following with our tradition. We're Garifuna. This is who we are. We have to do the things that we have to do. They don't mean to do harm, but if you're not fucking listening, they gotta whoop your ass. Okay, that's just how it is. Have some fucking respect for them. Okay, they're the reason why you have what you have. They're the reason why you are still alive. That you got away with what you got away with. They're the reason why you're safe. Why you come home at night. They're the reason why you haven't lost this, you haven't lost that, Like, come on now, you can't give him a ceremony, you can't get him a bath, you can't do this shit once a year. There's certain stuff I don't know, so I have to enlist other people in my culture. I can only do what I've learned, which is burn ancestor money, get them food, give them liquor, play music for them, stuff like that. That's the best that I could do. And I just tell them, look, I know you guys want certain things done, but I can't do it without the family's cooperation. You already know that I don't really deal with the family like that, so please accept my offering. This is my ancestor money, this is my food. I even make some goodie from the dishes. I make like some hadut for them or something like that. I get them cassava, I get them Manischewitz wine, shit like that. Get them planted. Like, I just try to get them little stuff. And if I don't have nothing, I just make sure I get them fresh water. I make sure I get burnt ancestor money for them and stuff like that. I got the little fake I got little ancestor credit cards, ancestor cell phones, so they can reach me anytime, all that good stuff, get them crystals, give them everything. I try to do what I can from my end. And, like I said, people, they look down on you and they don't want to give you no type of credit until somebody else that they feel has, because of course the Bouye is more well respected, more well known. She was a cousin of ours, and I'm glad that she told her that. She validated it. So they do it once a year. I do it. I work with my ancestors regularly. I don't do it once a year, but that's the least that they could do, because things were starting to happen in their household with their kids to the point where they got scared and they had to do it. Their asses got scared and they had to do it. And here they are acting, like my aunt, she was kind of like low-key being bossy. Oh, no, not like this. Oh, don't do it like that. So I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to let you do you. But just understand that I told y'all about this, and y'all didn't want to listen to me, And that's just how it is on this journey. People ain't going to want to give you no credit because they look down on you, okay? They don't like you, okay? If I was a man telling her this shit from years ago, she would have done listen, But for some reason, it is what it is, So yeah, it definitely does intimidate people, because as soon as people look at me, they decide they don't want to like me. I can easily just walk into a room and get stares and stuff like that, and I understand where it's coming from. I understand exactly where it's coming from, and I just make sure people will look. I mean, when I went to Spiritual Whistleblowers Narc thing in LA, yeah, I went. and this was completely unintentional, but I had the craft shirt on. I had my little jean shorts on. Boom, boom, boom. I had my little necklace. Boom. I was talking to this girl, and I could tell she was so intimidated by me. But here I am. I'm showing her like, bitch, I'm nothing like. I'm not. I'm gonna show you that I'm not a stereotype of what you see on TV. I'm gonna show you that my grandma raised me right more than your fucking people raised you right, and be polite and not judge you so that you ain't got to judge me. I'm sitting there talking to her. I'm like, yeah, girl, you remind me of Kimberly, the pink Power Ranger, and this is and the whole time talking to her, she know that I'm being a good person. I'm talking to her. I'm being genuine. I'm whatever. But I could see that her eye is darting down on my neck, and she's like this. She's talking. She's like, yeah, like that, and it just kind of made me a little uncomfortable. And then her older sister gave me a look too, like this little voodoo bitch trying to talk to my sister. She gave me a look too, and I was just like, I said your sister's very protective. I said, that's what's up, and that's how big sister should be. She's probably fucking controlling every aspect of her fucking life under the name of Jesus. Anyway, so and then when I was there, they all got into prayer circles. You had people quoting the Bible and all this stuff, and I'm just kind of like, y'all do what y'all do, because even though everybody's spiritual, there are a lot of spiritual Christians out there. They say that they're spiritual only because they felt rejected by the church, but they still kind of hold on to that Abrahamic belief. But they be like, oh, I'm not a Christian no more, but I am spiritual. But they're spiritual Christians. They was quoting the Bible and all this stuff, and I'm like, I ain't tripping, because it's like, if you're talking something positive, I don't care. I use the Psalms, so I don't give a fuck. If you're talking something positive, then you're talking something positive, But I feel like they were like, if you don't know everybody's religion in the room. Not everybody that goes to that group is gonna be from. I could tell there was some people in the crowd that was spiritual just like me, but they played along with it because of the social pressure. I don't give a fuck about the social pressure. I'll get up and go to the bathroom. I'll get up and walk away or whatever. But I'm not gonna be disrespectful and draw attention to myself. But I'm gonna get up and move. So they start to get into a circle, casting a circle, and they start praying. I just get up and go to the bathroom right before they was about to do prayer, because I don't believe in that. And I'm not gonna be disrespectful, because maybe the host, SWP, maybe she's still Christian or whatever the fuck it may be. She's still in that Abrahamic realm of belief. So I just got up and I just went to the bathroom and stuff like that, whatever. But I just noticed the old girl was just darting, and I'm just like, I'm not the person that will, like, if you're gonna have like an event like that, you need to be respectful of other people's religion or lack thereof. What if there was Muslims there? What if there was Hindus there? Christians don't seem to think that way. They think that their religion is the number one priority, the top notch. Everybody else is wrong and evil, and they like to force their beliefs on people. It should have been more neutral. They were up there saying all this other stuff or whatever, and I didn't feel comfortable, so I just went to the bathroom. And by the time I come out the bathroom, they was done. I was like, cool, because I'm not finna get in a circle and hold hands, because that looked like a ritual to me. Just like I wouldn't have nobody fucking pray over me either. You got to be careful about that too. I don't let people pray over me, because the people that pray over you, they probably think bad about you. They think that you're a heathen. They could be praying with their mouth, but when in their mind, they're cursing you. They're looking down on you. And then after they do that, after they cast this spell on you, then after they do that, then they be like, yeah, you want to come to my church? Because they want to drain your energy. It's an energy harvesting place. It really is. The church, it's like an energy harvesting bank, where there's lots of little spirits that come to church and just suck people's energy dry. That's why people come out of church, they be so drained, they be in a bad mood and stuff like that, because they have these entities. They come in there like, oh shit, the church is open, come on guys, let's go, let's get this energy from these dumb motherfuckers. They think they filled with the Holy Spirit, let's go. And they just come in the church and be like, I've seen it. I've been through it. It's very energy draining. They feed these entities. They feed off of your misery, off of your pain, your poverty. You got the preacher throwing all of your bad problems to your face. You're crying about it, and they're just sucking you dry. And then like, here's an offering plate. Like, it's a sick fucking game, yo. It's sick. It's very fucking sick. But yeah, I've been through a lot of that stuff, and I'm glad that I'm on the journey that I'm on now, because I'm standing in my own power, and I could see that people are very threatened by it. They be trying to compete with me, like with the tarot thing. That's what I was getting at. Sorry, but the tarot thing. My sister was trying to. I guess she had gotten into tarot after I had gotten into tarot, and which is fine. Like I said, I don't worry about it. But the thing is, like I said, everything's a competition in the mind of a narcissist. Okay, so. I remember one time I was on, she was telling me to go on Bigo Live, and I went on Bigo, and I was like, yeah, I should go on Bigo and try to get some people to come to my tarot channel on YouTube or on Instagram and stuff like that. So yeah, I was like, yeah, we could do readings. I said we could do little events together. I have a clean heart about it. Like, I don't care about competing with nobody. I say, yeah, we can collaborate. We could do reading setup. We could do like a little love readings room on Fridays. We could play music and do tarot and stuff like that. And anybody come in the room, if they can give us free beans, they can give us beans and stuff, right? Readings for beans, readings for cash, whatever, right? And I forgot what happened, but basically she was trying. Oh, okay, I remember. Basically, she was trying to compete with me over who know the cards more. Why does that matter to you? Why? The reason why you did tarot is because you saw that I was doing tarot and you saw how it was working for me. That's because it's my path. When you force yourself to go into somebody else's path just because you're jealous or you're envious or you want to compete with them, sometimes it may work for you, sometimes it may not work for you because it's not your path. Just like you don't see me trying to do what she's doing she's doing really good, whatever. You'll see me trying to copy or compete with her because that's her thing, that's her bag, that's her energy, that's her path, and that's why she does it well, and that's why I do my shit well. But she was asking me about a reading because she did a reading on herself, so she was already emotionally biased and invested, but she did a reading on herself about this guy, and she wanted the cards to look a certain way that the cards was not showing that. In the cards during the Bigo video, so we on a video and there's people watching. During the video, she she's showing me, I forgot what the cards was, but I was looking up I did see Empress in reverse. I saw Tree of Swords and something else. So I was telling her that she was having issues with our mom. Okay, she was having issues with our mom. You feel like she's being overbearing over you. So she started to grimace her face because I could hear my mom in the background. She still treats my little sister like a child, but then again, my little sister still acts like a child. Okay, and my mom still kind of knows how to control her, know how to manipulate her, and that's what a lot of my brothers and sisters do to her. And they don't like me because I've never been about that. I always went my own way, never gave a fuck, And when I try to inspire her to do so, they try to accuse me of controlling her. Turned out that she was a covert narcissist, pretending to be a black sheep just like me, and blah blah blah. But what was I getting at? Oh yeah. So she was like, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, because I could hear my mom in the background kind of like yelling at her, telling her to come here, and she's like, okay mom, and I'm just shaking my head like, oh my god. And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm getting out of the cards, and then about the guy or whatever, this and that's gonna happen. And she just kind of grimaced her face. Well, I don't think it's like that. I think the card, okay. Then she went like this, okay, now let me interpret the cards as if I'm not doing it right. Bitch, I was doing it before you. I was doing it long before you. Okay? I was already doing it I did it probably like a year before you started. I was already on the job. I was already doing it. You was watching me do it. I gave you readings. I gave my mama readings. I was already doing it, right? She's like, oh, I think it means this and this and that. So she trying to switch around the tarot cards for it to mean something else because she didn't want to have a negative reading on this boy. And then she came to me again for another reading. And I was just like, okay, I could already tell. I got off the video because I was like, I could tell she trying to compete with me. This is why she brung me to Bigo. This is why she brought me to this platform, because she's already known on the platform. So you brought me here to try to compete over who knows the tarot more. Why does everything have to be a competition? Why can't that just be for you? Why can't that be a journey just for you? So then she comes to me for another reading because she wanted me to read about her baby daddy. So I told her, I was like, if she had to have 5 of cups, something like that. And I was like, basically, because she wanted to know if she wanted to keep the baby. I was just like, I gave her a reading. I was just saying that you're going to end up regretting, having a baby by the guy. Basically, you're going to end up regretting it at some point and blah, 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 blah. And, she didn't like it. So why come to me? Right? If you're coming to me, that means you want to get a reading that's unbiased. And just like I've always done, every time I give people advice or try to tell people stuff, they have a problem with me. They secretly don't like me, so they don't want to take any advice or nothing from me. But they steady asking me. But they know what I'm saying is true. But they steady asking me and trying to pick my brain, and then try to compete with me over it. This is just, that's just the stuff that I go through. So this is just one of the many examples and stuff like that, what you guys are going to go through on your journey. Keep being who you are. Like, keep being who you are. I have to leave now, but keep being who you are, guys. Like, keep being who you are. Like, don't, and then nothing, don't be sharing your journey. Like, I did that on Facebook. I wish I didn't do that. But if you're new into spirituality and stuff like that, get you a separate page away from, like, you can have a dummy page for your nosy ass fucking family, friends, and coworkers, a little dummy ass page where you don't post that much or whatever. And then you can get you another page which is just strictly for your spirituality. You don't put your profile picture on there, or you just make sure it's like a disguised picture. But make a page just for your spiritual journey, and only add people, properly vet them. Because you got people that you could befriend on Facebook, and they'll turn around and hex your ass because you posted something they don't like. Just something simple as that, because you disagree with them on something in a discussion. Now they want to hex you up. Good bitches do that too. All right, that's another fucking video. But make another page just for your spirituality, your spiritual journey, and add people, properly vet them before you add them and stuff like that. When you go to the Facebook groups, don't be those people that post too much. Don't be those people that just sit back and lurk and watch and observe and stuff like that. You will start to see like the little ghetto shit that goes on in these types of groups. Okay. And that's just pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. There's a lot of spiritual posers these days. Everybody's trying to be spiritual now. Everybody's trying to compete with the true spiritual people. There's a lot of charlatans that are in the fucking community using people up, watching people's channels. I have a lot of larger channels that'll watch me, steal my talking points, and I can tell they watch my videos because they end up saying the same shit that I'm saying. Not that I have a fucking problem with it, but it's just like, damn, bitch, would it hurt to give credit where the fuck is due? And it'd be big channels too. Big channels, not even for spiritual channels, just any channels, like other content that I watch. I could tell, spiritual or no spiritual, I could tell that they watch me and they don't want to give me credit because they secretly don't like me or whatever case it be. They see that I have my own mind and I'm not an ass kisser. I'm a viewer. I respect people. I like their content, but I'm not no fucking fangirl. Okay, I have respect for bitches, respect for niggas that are on YouTube, but I'm not a fucking fangirl. I'm not trying to join no spiritual clique. Oh, I'm down with Brother Panic, so I'm cool. I'm down with so-and-so. I'm down with the Conjure Queen. All these people are cool. I listen to all them. I'm not no fucking fangirl, though. Okay? And then you have these other spiritualists. They love fangirls. They love baby witches because they can make the most fucking money off of them. I've shared that with you guys on plenty of videos. My past videos where spiritualists, they don't like people like us because they can't make money off of us. We're critical thinkers. I mean, you should like me, bitch. But, we're critical thinkers. We actually do the work. We don't ask dumbass questions. You have people asking the same fucking questions over and over again, but they'll baby them and answer their dumbass questions. But when I'm actually reading something that you suggested for me to read, and I'm asking a clarifying question, which you can know that I was reading, they want to be dry, smug, and different about it. See, they like people that they can that can fit in the palm of their hand, that they can baby, that want to sit at their feet, but because they can make the most money out of them, because they're willing to throw a lot of money to them to get work done for this and that, for classes, this, that, and the third. They don't like self-starting people, critical thinking people. They want babies, but then later on they'll complain about them. Oh, they keep asking me the same questions over and over again, da 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 da. This is what you wanted, though. This is what you wanted. This is the people that you made the most money out of. So that's gonna be the downsides of it,
New text message from +1310654.
All right, let me hurry up and come. I'm right on the corner. I'm almost trying to buy me a little drink or whatever. Give me some blunts or whatever. All right, guys. So I'm finna get out of here. My auntie just texted me like, "Where is you at, girl?" I'm like right about to pull up right now. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. But I hope you guys enjoyed my content. If you guys shared any type of like experiences that I have experienced, let me know, and we could chat in the comment section.